Okay, it's running.
Yep.
Good morning. We're at Quinta dos Trés, Rios in Portugal, and I'm going to demonstrate the filleting of a Scottish salmon, and then putting this salmon, the fillets, into oak and smoke them. They're going to be salted first. So I have my salmon here. This is a 5.2 kilo salmon, super condition, great gills. So first of all, I'm going to remove the head. I'm holding the salmon upright, taking the knife round, very carefully leaving the collarbone and removing the head. I'm then going to put a little bit of salt under the salmon. This stops the salmon moving about on the plastic green former. I'm going to put some nicks in the salmon to let the salt penetrate the skin. For this size fish I'm doing 3. Skin of the salmon's pretty well impervious, so you need to put the nicks in, as you can see there, to let the salt penetrate into the thicker part of the meat. This salmon comes from the Western Isles. Nowadays all the salmon are recorded in the catches where they come from. We only use farm salmon. I'm taking a knife cut down the tail, just above the bone line, and then coming in with a fair bit of downward pressure, taking the knife along the backbone, over the dorsal fin. And there's a lovely fillet of salmon. That's just part of it. Now what I want to do is remove the backbone, but first of all I'm keeping all this nice little bit of red meat salmon. I'm not going to waste this. I keep this for making fish cakes. Just take that bit off. Now we're going to remove the backbone. So it's coming in by the tail end again, sliding the knife through, but not cutting through the tail, so you've got something to hold. And then a little rocking action. That's the backbone removed. But again, we've got a nice bit of salmon on here. We're not going to waste that. We're going to slide that off with a knife into your bowl for later. Okay, remove that. Now the next job is to take off the fat and the dorsal fin. So we're taking a slightly smaller knife here. It's like a zigzag action, just to remove that, and then tease the flap off. Okay, and that runs along the back of the fish. Take a little bit stiffer knife. Again, if there's any salmon left on here, rather than throwing it away, I keep it for the fish cakes. We'll trim there. So that's the dorsal fin removed. Now I want to take the belly bones out here. So I take a sharp knife, just slide it underneath the bones. Take the anal fin off. Now, in most salmon, depending on the size, it's about 32 pin bones. Those are the small pin bones which need removing. So I've got a pair of stainless steel clippers. You can use other potato peelers and things, and along this line there are 32 odd pin bones. And when you hear them ticking coming out, you know the fish is really fresh. There's plenty of grip on that pin bone. If they just pull straight out without any resistance, or the bones in the middle here are falling out, you know that the fish is definitely not fresh. And if you're going to smoke it, the only thing to smoke is fresh fish, not tired fish. that's now a filleted salmon, no bones, and that's ready to go to salt. So what we're doing is got a little steel tray here, stainless steel tray, laying it on a bed of salt, and then I'm using a local marine salt from Rios. We're just getting a handful of this salt and we're just applying that to the fillet, all but the tail, and that will sit in here for about 10 hours. Basically, for every pound, it's an hour, 2 hours a kilo, thereabouts. That's kept in temperature control, fridged, and then washed in fresh water, and then hung up in the smokehouse. I hope you enjoyed this filleting demonstration, and look up Quinta dos Trés Rios in Portugal. We have a great bed and breakfast. Maybe we look forward to seeing you tasting our smoked salmon. Thank you very much.